I don't know if I'd call this mixtape a level up, but it's definitely worth a couple of experience points at least. What's up everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. But right now we're going to talk about this new Fabolous mixtape called Summertime Shootout 2, The Level Up. Now Fabolous has been in the game for a long ass time, so he has a pretty large discography, and I really do like some of his earlier albums and also some of his mixtapes, man. He had a great run with that Soul Tape series. But as is the case with a lot of artists who have been in the game for a long time, his music is definitely starting to decline a little bit, and you're definitely going to notice that on this project if you've been a long time listener of Fabolous. Now, one of the main things I didn't like about this one is how Fab is doing so much singing and crooning throughout it. On the song My Shit, he's singing over this piano production that just goes nowhere, and then we get a feature from A Boogie who comes in sounding just like another guy who walked out of the damn auto-tune factory. So this song wasn't very memorable at all. And another guy that came out of the auto-tune factory is Goldie, who comes to us on the song Ashanti. This one is still kind of cool though, because it has Fab tying in references to Ja Rule, Ashanti, and Murder Inc. But for the most part, these two tracks weren't that great to me, and a lot of the features on here are pretty bland and forgettable. You got Tory Lanez, yet another auto-crooner, doing his thing on 4am Flex, where we get some pretty stale production. You have the quintessential featuring Future track called Check on Me or Check Me Out. I'll put what it is for sure in case I messed it up. This one, like I said, just a quintessential Future track. It's kind of a banger, not really anything about it that sticks out. And then you have Wale on the song Faith in Me, where he too is just doing some awful singing, and he has this one line about how the pussy knows his name like who dat, as if the pussy is talking to him like a New Orleans Saints fan. So I didn't really like a lot of tracks on this project, but Faithful did have some great production on it. I like the guitar work, and you are going to notice some solid production on some of these other tracks, including Goyer Bag featuring Lil Uzi Vert, where we get a sample from Outkast track Liberation. But here's where we get into another issue I have with this project. Fabolous is just forcing some of his bars. On this one, he has a line about how his son told him to keep making the old farts mad because he drives foreigns like a go-kart dad. To me, that is just the epitome of really forcing a line. And then on the song Sex With Me, he has what might be one of the worst lines of the year when he says the girl is walking around like Rihanna because her ass is retarded. I don't know, man. I've dealt with a lot of women in my life, and I don't know if they really like you suggesting that any part of them looks retarded, even with the Rihanna reference. But hey, man, what do I know? This is Fabolous just trying to come up with some new bars, because like I said, man, he's been at it for a long time. And it's got to be hard when you're trying to come up with some new shit to rap about and some new, clever wordplay. But to be fair, Fabolous does have some decent lines throughout this one. I actually like on that opening track, To the Sky, we get some smooth string production and some interesting vocals from Shake. And Fabolous has a funny line on here when he says that he's chasing the money like Joe Budden does to Drake fans, obviously in reference to that whole thing that went down when Drake fans were fucking with Joe Budden, then he went to their house. You know what I'm talking about, that whole story. So he does have some funny lines on here, including that one, and also this other line, which was hilarious to me, when he says that he had this one girl who looked like Amber Rose when he was drunk, but then he woke up and she looked like Derrick Rose. That's the line that he said on Team Liddy. And Fab, you gotta let us know what you were drinking, man, because I don't think any of us want to wake up next to a girl who's got a strong jaw and some glass legs. So that line was funny. Fabolous coming through with a couple of interesting moments on here. But overall, I'm feeling this one at a 2.5 out of 5. And I'd say one of the main saving graces here is the last track, For the Family, where he, Dave East, and Don Q just go in over that classic Rockefeller instrumental, For the Fam. I really like what they did on this one. They were just kicking those street tales, some of that grimy street shit, and Fabolous tied in a bunch of references to Rockefeller artists and albums in his verse. I think this verse was incredibly dope from him, and probably his best verse on the whole project. But I thought this mixtape was just very average, which is why I give it a 2.5 out of 5. At first I was going to go lower, and I was going to rant review this one, but I gave it a couple more listens, and I think it's worth checking out, maybe if you're a big Fabolous fan, or if you just like some of these features on here, some of the mainstream artists that he has popping up throughout this one. But you guys can check it out for yourself, and then hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts, and make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially gotta subscribe to my channel, man. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.